Hello and good evening, potential students and parents who are interested in Central High School. We have some very important people on here with us who will introduce themselves, and then we will get into answering any questions that you may have. You can put any questions that you have in the chat. My name is Dr. King, and I will turn it over now to my principal, Mr. Raymond Green. High School. We have some
Hello, Central High School, future Yellow Jackets. My name is Raymond Green. I'm the principal at Central High School. Is anybody hearing an echo? Is that just me?
In the chat.
All right.
Yes, Mr. Green. Mr. Green, do you have your YouTube on mute?
I don't have YouTube going.
Yeah, you may have it on another. You may have it in the background. And I think that's where it's coming from.
All right. I think we've got it squared away now. I think. But anyway, thank you for coming today. My name is Raymond Green. I'm the principal at Central High School. It's a real honor for you all, for us to get to meet you in this way. Ordinarily, we would have an auditorium full of people and it would be a great celebratory thing. But obviously, because of COVID, here we are. And I want to thank this awesome faculty and staff for showing up tonight. And we're going to go ahead and jump right in with our introductions. I've already introduced myself. We'll introduce our assistant principals next. And we'll start with the 12th grade and then go down the row that way. Ms. Beaumont?
Hi, everyone. Hi, future Yellow Jackets. My name is Tiffany Beaumont. I am the assistant principal who works with the 12th graders and the last third of the alphabet for the freshmen this year. We look forward to meeting all of you.
I'm Miss Britt. I am the junior or 11th grade assistant principal. I have the middle third of the 9th grade. Just to echo what everyone else has said, looking forward to meeting you all.
Oh, future Yellow Jackets. My name is Shay Founder. I am the sophomore or 10th grade assistant principal, and I have the first third of the alphabet. I am a Central graduate also.
Awesome, thank you. And then we have great counselors at Central. We have 3 counselors. One of them is missing. We have Julie Brown, who is sick, unfortunately. But we also have Ashley Poore, who's our 12th grade counselor. Ashley will introduce herself, and then Mr. Robertson will go. And then Sean, I didn't forget you. Actually, I did, but we'll come back and get you.
Hi, my name's Ashley Poore. I am the counselor for 12th grade and freshmen, last names beginning with O through Z. And thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We look forward to having you at Central next year.
Hey guys, I'm Ben Robertson. I'm the junior counselor as well as for freshmen with letters of their last name, letters G through N. I also help lead the Ollie Institute of Social Justice. It's really nice to see you tonight.
Sean?
Hi guys, it's always a great day to be a Yellow Jacket. I'm Sean Edwards. I'm one of the assistant principals. I'm in charge of advanced placement programming and testing and Discover the World. I'm part of that. Miss Metter's in charge of that. She'll be introducing that to you, but it's always a great day to be a Yellow Jacket.
Awesome. And then we have some folks that help us out that really do a lot of behind the scenes work at our school. We have the best academic instructional coach in town, the best director of research and innovation, the best magnet coordinator, and the best athletic director. And those folks will introduce themselves to you at this time in that order, if they can remember it.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Nash Bumpus. I'm the academic instructional coach at the best high school in Louisville, Central.
Hi, my name is Crystal Derensberg, and I am the Director of Research and Innovation. Nice to meet you.
Hello there, I am the athletic director. It's nice to meet you guys, future Yellow Jackets, and I cannot wait to meet you all when we get back into school as normal. Hopefully that won't be too long, and hopefully we have a lot of athletes out there.
And yes, that was Samantha Pitts, and I am Dr. Cynthia King, and I am the magnet coordinator of the wonderful Central High School Go Yellow Jackets.
All right. And you've heard some talk already tonight about Montessori and about the Ollie Institute and some other things like that. And so now what we want to do is introduce some of our teacher leaders who help give some leadership to these different programs that we have at our school. We have the very first high school Montessori program in a public high school in the state of Kentucky. Mr. Nationales or Emmanuel will introduce himself, and then Carrie will introduce herself with the Discover the World program. Emmanuel?
Hello, everybody. My name is Emmanuel. I'm here to answer any of your questions with Montessori and excited to see all you applicants to an innovative program.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Carrie Metter. I am a junior and senior science teacher at Central, and I'm also the teacher lead for our Discover the World program. So any questions pertaining to that, I've got you.
Also, I want to let everyone know that we have two other academic programs, the Muhammad Ali Institute of Social Justice, and Jackie Nelson is the teacher who heads that up. She's not with us tonight. And then also we have a gifted and talented program that is growing by the year, and that is headed up or giving leadership, by Megan Seckman, who is an amazing teacher. So if you have questions about gifted and talented, we can answer those questions tonight. Or if you have questions about the Muhammad Ali Institute of Social Justice, we can answer those tonight as well. Last but certainly not least, we have some amazing teachers. All right, amazing teachers. When I say amazing, it's an understatement. Some folks on the call who can talk a little bit about their different magnet programs that we offer. We wanted to do some different things with robots and STEM. And so this next trio of teachers, they went to the state and said, we're going to start our own thing and we're going to come up with pathways that don't even exist yet. And so these next three guys are going to introduce themselves and tell you about our STEM program. That's Jim Gilbert, Chris Brown, and Sean Canada. Jim?
Hello, everyone. Jim Gilbert. I'm a cyber engineering teacher at the wonderful Central High School, best high school in the state of Kentucky, if not the United States of America. We, the colleagues, we run a cyber engineering program, which focuses on computer program, engineering, app development, the Adobe suite, and it's a very, very exciting program. We travel ourselves, we go to different tournaments and so forth, and we catch the attention of some folks. Mr. Canaday, you want to follow up on that?
Sure. I am Sean Canaday. I am in the cyber engineering magnet also. I am also the esports coach, and we were the city champions last year, and we're trying to follow that up again this year. So got a lot going on, and we have a pretty fabulous makerspace that hopefully you get to see sometime soon. Mr. Brown, Chris?
Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Brown. Welcome to tonight. This is my 13th year at Central. I'm glad to be there. I am also a cyber engineering teacher with Jim and Sean and work with our robotics team. I'm kind of the assistant coach if Mr. Gilbert is the head coach. But one of my main tasks is computer programming and also supervising in the makerspace. And to echo Mr. Canaday, our makerspace is fabulous. We just acquired a nice new toy and hope to have some designers in there and producers as time goes on.
Awesome, thank you. So to our future Yellow Jackets, I will tell you this, guys, there's three big A's to running a good school. You have to have great academics, you have to have great arts, or like band, choir, orchestra, etc. And then you have to have great athletics. And at Central High School, we have great athletics at our school. Mr. Ivory, I didn't forget you. I did forget you, but I didn't forget you. I'll come back to you in a minute. We have great athletics at Central High School. And so I want to introduce now Mr. Andre Coleman, one of our coaches and one of our ECE assistants. Coach, you want to talk about basketball a little bit?
Yes, thank you for introducing me, Mr. Green. My name is Coach Andre Coleman. I am the assistant boys basketball coach for the great Louisville Central High School, my apologies. But we are doing great things over here at Central with our Zoom and Google Classroom workouts, and COVID is not going to beat us. So we're keeping our players engaged and intent with learning and keeping them focused for whenever our season starts. So thank you for showing interest in our school.
Thanks, Coach. We have an incredible business program at Central High School that's loaded up with dual credit opportunities. In our STEM program, for example, if you get a 27 on the ACT, you go to the speed school for free. If you're in our business program, there's all kinds of great opportunities with dual credit. And one of the teachers in our business program is a guy named Kevin Ivory. Kevin, you want to introduce yourself to us?
Good evening. My name is Kevin Ivory. And again, I'm a magnet teacher at Central. I teach business management and entrepreneurship. And I look forward to meeting all of you new Yellow Jackets. Go Jackets.
That's right. And then last but certainly not least, we have one of the best, if not the best, health sciences programs going in town. And we have great opportunities, again, through the University of Louisville and dual credit opportunities for our students. And that's taught, the nursing program is taught by Deborah Smith and Tony Bomar. Tony Bomar is on the call with us. Miss Tony, you want to introduce yourself to us?
Yes. Hello, my name is Tony Bomar, one of the pre-nursing teachers here at Central High School. I am also alumni of Central High School, class of 1975. Whoa! Family legacy, actually. Mother, daughter, several granddaughters, and here's one of my granddaughters. But the nursing program is to prepare our nursing student in their senior year to get the certified nursing certification, which is one of the requirements that most nursing schools want their students to have in order to be eligible to be enrolled into their nursing program. So, and we teach the students a lot of prep courses in order to get to that level and in order to get their certification.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Bomar. So for our future Yellow Jackets who are tuned in tonight, I think I got everybody on the screen here. For our future Yellow Jackets who are tuned in, as you can tell already, we're just maybe 10 minutes in, and we've had a lot of smiles, and we like to cut up. We like to have fun because at Central, we're a family, and we really try our hardest to keep our students at the center of all the decision-making that we do. We try our hardest to keep students and your well-being and your achievement at the core of what we're doing as a school. And we like to do that in an environment that nurtures you, that cultivates your gifts and your natural talents, and in an environment that says, you know, what do you care about? What are you passionate about? And if we can identify what your passion is and align that passion to a career pathway, or align that passion with one of our academic programs, or align that passion with the sport, align that passion with the band, whatever that is, we want to get your passion aligned with what we do at Central High School, because when we do that, your success is guaranteed. Your success is going to be guaranteed. The last thing I want to close before I turn back over to Dr. King is this. At Central High School, you know, we were the first high school in the city of Louisville for Black kids. There was nowhere, prior to our doors opening in 1873, there was nowhere for Black students to go to school. And because of that act in 1873, we like to say that we are leaders of positive social change. If that was all that we ever did, was be the first school for Black kids, that would be enough to call ourselves leaders of positive social change. But that's not all. I could go throughout our school's history over the last almost 150 years and show you example after example where our school and our alumni go on to do big things. And so if you want to be a Central Yellow Jacket, which you do because you're here watching us, then you want to be a leader of positive social change. And it's important that you understand what that means going into your application, is that we expect great things out of you, because that's what Central High School does. Central High School is a school that does great things, and our alumni go on to do great things as well. So thank you for coming tonight. I'm going to turn this back over to Dr. King, and we're going to take over, take any questions you have. Dr. King, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Green. And thank you, everyone else. We have some questions in the chat that need to be answered. And so let me, how do we submit our recommendations and grades? Okay, so when you complete your application online, your grades is a part of the academic information that we require and your test scores. And so as long as when you and your parent complete the application online, you put a check in the box that gives us access to your grades and your test scores, any of your academic information, we will automatically get your academic information. As far as your recommendations need to be submitted to what's called the parent place. And that what I'm doing is working on getting the steps to that added to our website. However, there is an area called the parent place where there is housed a document upload center, and that document upload will give you access to upload your recommendations. And these are letters that are submitted on your behalf. We need 2 of them. We need them to come from a faculty or staff member. At least one of them needs to come from a faculty or staff member, and one of them can come from a community member. And those are uploaded. Those letters are sent to you or your parents, and they're uploaded to the parent place to be added to your application. So there is no form available for the recommendation. This is a letter that is written on your behalf. What is the lowest GPA you guys will accept? Our guidelines state that we need you to have at least a 2.5 or higher to attend Central High School. A 2.5 or higher is our GPA requirements. My son would like to know if he needs to write an essay to get in. The essay, which we call it, it's a writing sample essay, and it does have a prompt. And the prompt is Central High School's vision is relentlessly continuing our tradition as leaders of positive social change. In our country's current state of civil unrest, COVID-19, and social injustice, how will you be a leader of positive social change? And that is the answer. I mean, that is the prompt that you will answer for your writing sample to complete your application. If you all can help me check the chat to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Okay, no recommendation form. Someone says, do you have a legal program career? We do have a law and government program. Actually, our law and government program is one of the oldest programs we have at Central High School. We take pride in our program. We have a very well-versed teacher who is an ex-prosecuting attorney for Jefferson County who teaches in that magnet program. We have a lot of Central High School graduates who went through that program, who are out in our very own community practicing law as we speak, and they got their start at Central High School.
I want to add on to that about the law program. Mm-hmm. So the students in our law program take 2 dual credit courses during their senior year, one at the school and then one away from the school, where they actually leave our school campus and they go to U of L's campus and they take class alongside of U of L law students. In addition to that, there are, since Central's inception of the law program in the late 80s, early 1990s, other schools have come to learn how to do law. And so there are other schools that came to say, hey, how do y'all do it? And they've replicated. Since then, our program has taken steps to continue to be on the cutting edge and to continue to move forward. So that's taught by, again, Joe Gutman, who's a former prosecutor. His resume speaks for itself. But beyond that, as Dr. King mentioned, the law and government program has produced the majority of the, the largest number of Black judges and lawyers currently practicing law in our city, more than any other high school in town. So the proof's in the pudding, right? So the outcomes kind of speak for themselves. If you're really interested in law, then one of 2 things will happen when you go through our law program. You're going to be either so much further ahead and so much in love with law when you're done that you're going to blow your competition out of the water, or you're going to know, you know what, law's not for me. I know more about law, but I now know that it's not for me. But either way it goes, you're going to learn a lot about yourself and about the law program. We have an incredible law program at our school.
Yes, so someone asked, how many programs can you be in? So there's also a survey that is a requirement as a part of your application. And this interest survey lets us know if you are interested in a magnet or a magnet and Montessori. Okay, so you can have a magnet and be in a Montessori program, or you can just be in a magnet program. So you can be in up to, I guess you can say, 2 of the programs that are considered a magnet and a magnet and Montessori. And then we also have our academic programs that are available for you all to be a part of as well. And our academic programs include, we spoke of them earlier, the Ali Institute of Social Justice, our Gifted and Talented program, and our Discover the World program. And what type of teachers do we need recommendations from, and how many recommendations do we need? You need 2 recommendations. We would prefer them to be from a math or science teacher, but in this day and age of COVID, we need it to be a faculty member, a teacher at your school, at least one of them, and then a community, and another one can come from a community member. Let's see, someone said there was no essay for my application. It's okay, so when you complete your application online, you are completing the JCPS application, but then you still have work to do, okay? Because you have to get your recommendations uploaded, you have to write your writing sample using the prompt, and then you have to complete the survey. And so that is the second part of your application that's not on the JCPS application. So you will not find that on the JCPS application. Yes, so the deadline for the application is December the 16th. In order for us to make decisions in a timely manner, we would really like to have your complete application by December the 16th. If you know that to select Central as your school of choice, go ahead and submit your application and get your additional information uploaded to the proper place so that we can look at your application and make a decision. So we would like to say that everything is due by December the 16th so that the committee can make final decisions and get your letters out as soon as possible so that we can communicate that to you as soon as possible. Let's see. Mr. Nationalis, how many students are in a Montessori program? Mr. Nationalis, would you like to answer that question, please?
Yes, we are growing our Montessori program. Currently, we're at 180 students, and we're planning to grow it a little bit more next year by adding an additional 100 students that's on top of the seniors who are graduating this year. This year is our first class of seniors, and we are really excited to see what the great things that they will do and accomplish after they graduate.
Yes, and so someone asked what's the difference between a magnet and a Montessori. So we call our magnets at Central High School, these are CTE pathways, which stands for Career and Technical Education. And those are pathways that lead to some sort of certification, dual credit, end of program assessment, and even like an industry certification. And so that's, and then the Montessori is, Mr. Nationalis, would you like to tune in?
Yes, you know, Montessori is trying to address something other than just the vocational aspect of your life. You know, we know that to make you a fully rounded person who can make positive effects on your society, you need to be more than just focused on your job. You need to be focused on what's happening in the community, how to communicate with other people. And the Montessori program attempts to work with you in finding out what your passions are and helping you towards fulfilling those goals.
Well, I'll add on to that. Just maybe one big, really clear difference is that the Montessori program primarily deals with your core content classes. So that's math, English, science, social studies. So when you go to those classes, You'll have kind of like a cohort of students, and how you go about your learning in those classes may look a little different than what you may are accustomed to. And then when you get to your career classes, or your what we call our magnet classes, our pathway classes, that's a separate class where, again, you're cohorted with a group of students, and you're with those same students through all 4 years of high school to study just one item, nursing, for example, or one item, law, for example. So Montessori, think about that as my core content, and a different way to approach that that's going to address my whole person, like Mr. Nationale said. And then the magnet would be your CTE or career courses. So it is entirely possible that you can be in both programs while at Central. You can have a CTE experience and a Montessori experience.
And I'd like to add to also that too, and that, if you're in Montessori, it doesn't mean you can't take AP classes. A lot of our Montessori students take the AP classes or dual credit classes. All that is available to our Montessori students. So just because you're in the Montessori program doesn't mean you only take Montessori English, Montessori math. Once you've gone through that in your freshman and sophomore year, you do branch out to higher level.
So we have more questions. Yes, if anyone else want to add something.
I was just going to add that so it's clear, every student at Central will belong to a magnet. So everyone's going to be in a magnet, but you could also, like they've said, you could be in a magnet as well as in Montessori. So when you're filling out the survey that Dr. King was talking about, if you just want to be in a magnet, you're not interested in Montessori, you just want to be in one of our magnet programs, you'll select that. But if you're interested in also being a part of the Montessori program, you would choose that option.
Yes, and many of you have already completed those surveys, and some of you I sent it back to you because you selected both, and I explained in the email what the difference was, and many of you have resubmitted, so I really appreciate that. Someone says, how long does the essay have to be? We do not have a word count established for the writing sample. We just want you to answer the question to the best of your ability. We're not going to put any more pressure on you during this time of, everything that we're going through. So we just want you to answer the question to the best of your ability. We want to know how you will be a leader of positive social change. And then the parent place is different from parent portal. Yes, the parent place is different from parent portal. And then in the parent place, there's a section called My Family, and that's where the document upload button is for you to upload your essay as well as your recommendation letters. What if Central is your second choice? Very good question. So normally we do have about 25 or so spots left for second choice. And so you're just taking your chance. If you don't get in your first choice, what happened is we will not begin to view your second choice application until after we've already viewed all of our first choices and communicated to all of those parents. And then there is a rollover date, which is what is called in the district. They call it a rollover date, where all of our second choices that were not selected to go to their first choice will roll over to us, and we will begin to those applications. So if you are calling me about your second choice application and rollover hasn't happened, then in most cases, I will not have access to your application at that time. We would have to wait until rollover happens in order for me to have access to your application. But Central, we do look at second choices. We do get really good students for second choice, but we don't have a lot of slots left at that time. And if your application is late after that December the 16th date, then we have to look at all of our first choices, all of our second choices before we can get to late apps. And in many cases, like last year, we had over 1,000 applications, and our committee looks at every one of them. And so you're really taking a chance. So you want to sit down, have a conversation with your parents and really make sure that you make the best decision for you. Please do not pick the same school twice. Don't use your choices of a school for first and second. So don't put Central down for your first choice and Central down for your second choice. Because in most cases, if a school rejects you on the first go round, they're going to reject you on the second go round. And so then what you've done is you've used your two choices on one school, and then you'll have to go to your reside school.
Dr. King, I wanted to add in there, you kind of said that we go over 1,000 applications. Usually our freshman class is right around anywhere from about 335 to about 345. So out of those 1,000 applications, although it did have some upperclassmen, a majority of probably about 700 to 800, probably about 800 are incoming ninth graders. So just keep that in mind that, you know, when we go through, I'm actually on the committee, when we start going through looking at that, those things, we literally are taking about 345. If we get 345 good applications in that first go round, then that's what we're going to take. So just keep that in mind as you're applying.
Thank you, Mr. Founder. Yes, someone asked a question about transportation. Transportation is provided to Central High School students all over the district. Our principal likes to say that if you attend Central High School, we will send a yellow limousine to pick you up wherever you are in Jefferson County. And so, yes, we will provide transportation for you if you live in Jefferson County. Transportation is not an issue. Okay. Did I miss any questions? Did anybody else see a question that I may have missed in the chat?
There was one in there about AP, and I think Emmanuel already touched on that a little bit, but I want to reiterate that we have a full complement of AP courses at our school, and you can be in advanced placement courses as well as non-advanced placement courses. And every year, your counselors before the school year is over with, in late, mid to late spring, they'll come to your class and they'll show you all the courses that are available. And then you work with your parents and you work with your counselors to say, this is the trajectory I want to be on. And I want to take these courses AP. I want to take these courses non-AP. I want to take these courses dual credit. So it can be, think about, when you go to a buffet of sorts, you kind of pick and choose. You say, I want a little bit more of this, or I want a little less of that. And it really is kind of a personalized experience for you in that way. So you can really kind of tailor your academic experience to what your needs and interests are. I saw somebody else say something about being an alumni. I love seeing alumni. It's always great when parents bring their kids back to Central High School. So that's great to have alumni on the chat with us as well.
Yes, someone asked a question. Mr. Robertson, you said they had a question about the recommendations. Was that earlier? Did I already answer that?
I think so. No, ma'am. There were a few questions up higher about, let's see, where to upload the recommendations. Where do we put recommendations?
Okay. Where you upload those recommendations are going to be in the document upload center, and that's located in the parent place on JCPS's website. I also had an email from a counselor, 8th grade counselor, a little earlier, so I'm going to address hers as well because hers is about recommendations. She wanted to know the parameters around writing the recommendation letter, and it's a basic recommendation letter that you would include of a student that you're aware of their academics and maybe even their extracurricular. We just want to know what type of student the student is, what should be included in the letter, just things about the student academically, as well as, socially or athletically, or, just about the student. We would prefer that the recommendation letter come from a math or science teacher, but we're not going to put all of that pressure on a math or a science teacher at any one given school. So we would like to ask that it come from a teacher our faculty member, at least one of them in the school, in the current school. And then the other one can come from a community leader. It can come from a pastor, or it can come from a community coach or Black Achievers program, something of that nature. The letters are submitted again to the parent place, and there's no template, there's no format. It's just a recommendation letter that's written in a recommendation form that you would write a recommendation letter for anyone for.
Emmanuel, there was a question in there about Montessori. The question was their daughter had been in elementary school Montessori, middle school Montessori. What would be different about high school Montessori? What could that child expect in high school than the high school Montessori program?
Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties with my microphone here.
The Montessori program at the high school level is a continuation of what you've learned in the elementary and middle school. It's not to say that if you weren't part of the Montessori program in the elementary level, that you'll struggle with the high school level. You can still join us even if you're not you do not have a history with Montessori. The big difference, though, between high school and lower levels of schooling is the socialization aspect. The big part for high school is that students learn how to interact with our community, with each other. Oftentimes in the lower levels, we are emphasizing that you can do it on your own, have your own shoelace, wash dishes, study. But now, as you get older, you start realizing that you're not alone in this world. And somehow you become a more effective person if you can communicate well with other people, work with other people to achieve your goals, as well as making our society better. So one big component of Montessori at the high school level is this socialization aspect. The other part too is that now you're older. And so you can plan activities that will allow you to go see your community, do your field trips, do your experiences to bring to life the math and the science that you're learning in class, not just be stuck inside your classroom. So those two things are two of the biggest differences between high school versus lower grades.
Awesome, thanks. And then, Mr. Founder, there was a question in there about AP and giftedness, and are they separate? Are they the same? And so can you talk a little bit about like maybe the 5 different areas of giftedness and how AP is just one of those areas, and how those work together?
Right. So at Central, goal is to cultivate the 5 areas of giftedness. They are leadership, creativity, general intellect, specific aptitude, and then we also have the arts. So when you're talking about AP classes, a lot of times that may be general intellect, or it could actually be specific aptitude, which means you may be good in science, or you may be good in English, or you may be good in math. So as far as that goes, our goal is to cultivate all of those. So even if you're in AP, you're always going to be in gifted and talented. So those AP classes are just going to be to help cultivate that. So you will be able to be in AP and gifted and talented.
So someone asked if there was a video you could watch to tell you exactly where to go to get to the application, where you can get the essay and upload the recommendations. Yes, so we put a video on our YouTube channel that you can watch when you get off of here, and you can fast forward it to my section when you see me talking, and it will walk you through how to get to the parent place to upload the actual documents that need to be uploaded in that area. So yes, it's the video that starts with the band. It's a rather lengthy video. It's like 35 minutes. However, you can fast forward it to the areas of your choice that you need for the moment. There is no form for the recommendations. We don't have a form. It has to be a letter submitted. Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Founder.
No, I just wanted to say, and Pitts, I'm gonna jump in on this one. We was asked about a swim team. I do want to say, yes, we do have a swim team, and we have one of the only pools. Us and Shawnee have the only pools in Jefferson County. So believe it or not only do we have a great up and coming swim team, but we also have a pool that everybody else comes and tries to use.
And our coach was coach of the coach of the year. Was it 2 years ago? I think. Is that right?
I think it was 3. Yeah, I was just going to chime in and say if anybody has any questions about the swim team, I'm the wife of the coach, so feel free to ask.
And that's honestly why I hadn't hopped in yet on it, because I wasn't sure who was going to hop in. But if you do have any questions, you can contact me, Samantha.Pitts, or you can contact Carrie.Metter or Keith.Metter for any information.
So there was a question about the recommendations, and I know that in the past, sometimes we have parents who have gone through our process before, who did it a certain way, and they knew that process. And so there's a question about a form again, and there is no form. And then there's also a question about the recommendation being in a sealed envelope. Due to our current state, we cannot. We're just going to have to upload it to the document upload center. So that teacher or community member will email that letter to you or your parent, and then you will just upload it to the parent place on JCPS's website. Are there any other questions? Did anybody see anything that I missed?
See, a parent just asked a question about that. Dr. King, should recommendations be sent to parents from both schools and others, and the parents submit the recommendation? So to answer that question, yes, Dr. King just answered that. Yes, they should send it to you, and then you'll be able to upload it to the system.
I do want to add this other item in here. We've just kind of failed to there's a lot going on in Central High School. If you can't tell yet, there's a lot going on. We've got one or two things cooking, but we failed to mention that, or if we did mention it, maybe I just missed it. But in addition to cyber engineering and business and law and nursing, we also have pre-medicine, we have veterinary science, we have dental, we have teaching and learning. So if you ever, if you thought about becoming a teacher, we have that program available for you. In addition to all that, we have so many different clubs and organizations that you can be a part of, whether it's our chess team, speech and debate team, robotics team, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the list goes. Science fair. Yeah, I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. There's no short. What I love about our school, there's a lot to love, right? But at 2:20, when the bell rings, you can't tell school is out. Nobody goes home. Everybody sticks around and they get involved in something. Maybe they're in the Speedway program earning scholarship monies, and we have a Speedway store where kids are selling items. And like the list just goes on and on and on. And the sun is down, and we're like, y'all go home. And you go home. Nobody wants to go home. It's a beautiful thing because kids are plugged in and a part of our school community. So that's I wanted to make sure that you understood that when we talk about school, when we talk about high school, your high school years really are laying the foundation for the rest of your life. If they're laying the foundation for your college years, which lays the foundation for adulthood, which lays the foundation for parenthood, which lays the foundation for, it just goes on and on and on. And so it's really important that as you're deciding on a high school, that you think about the school that's going to address the whole child, which is what we really try hard to do. So anyway, I just wanted to put that in there because we hadn't talked about all those different items as well. We're more than the academics, even though we try our best to do our academics. How's the BSU?
Question about the rotation and how that works. It didn't say rotation. Students have to pick a magnet freshman year, or will they be able to explore? So you do both. So freshman year, you will explore. When you come into Central, you will go through every magnet, meet every magnet teacher and find out about the magnet programs. That will be your exploration period. And then at the end of first semester, you will select the magnet of choice through another application process. And then you will be in that magnet second semester, freshman year through graduation. So yes, you will be able to do both.
There was a question down in there about our BSU. Our BSU works closely with our Ollie Institute. I'm going to ask Ms. Britt, our assistant principal that's over the Ollie Institute, to talk briefly about our Black Student Union.
Yes, Ms. Niehoff actually is the teacher leader for that program. They meet every Thursday afternoon virtually now. Anybody can be a part of it. They do a lot of work with community partners. They just had a panel a couple of weeks ago with some HBCUs. It's amazing. I am new here at Central High School, and what Mr. Green said is true. When he says we have programs and we have a lot going on, we have a lot going on, but it's positive things and it's inclusive, and it gives kids opportunities to be their best selves.
So I don't see any other questions down there, Dr. King. For all of our future Yellow Jackets who are here tonight, thank you again for coming. If you have any questions, we'll hang just maybe another minute or so and see if you have any questions, or if there's any staff members that you feel like that we leave something out. I feel like there's a lot to know about our school and how do you become a Yellow Jacket and all that. But we'll see if there's any other questions, and if not, then I think we'll close it out. But I'm so thrilled that everybody showed up, and I'm thankful for this faculty who showed up tonight. Thank you guys. Just question came up here, Dr. King. Where can we access the prompt for the essay?
I'm sorry, I was on mute. So that is all being added to the website. I've been working diligently this week trying to get it all added to the website. And so it will be added to our website soon.
Do you mind to repeat it one more time for them just so that they can have it?
Oh, no, I don't mind at all. Just one moment. So Central High School's vision is relentlessly continuing our tradition as leaders of positive social change. In our country's current state of civil unrest, and social injustice, how will you be a leader of positive social change?
There was somebody that actually typed something in it was a question. I think it's saying disciplinary. If they can retype that so we can try to answer exactly what they're asking. I'm not sure what they're asking about that. Ms. Pitts, if you're still on here, do you want to tell them what all sports we actually have at Central High School?
Yes, I can. Obviously, we have a lot of programs that cater to a lot of different demographics. So I'll list them in order for fall, winter, and spring. In the fall, we do have girls and boys soccer. We have cross country. We have a girls and boys golf program. We also have football, volleyball. And if I'm missing anything in the fall, I think I'm going to go ahead and move on to the winter. We have girls and boys basketball. We have girls and boys wrestling, which love that we have a girls wrestling program. We have
state championship girls wrestling.
State championship. Thank you. Don't let me forget. State champion. So come join us. We also have an amazing swim team, as we had said. We have an archery program. We're currently looking for a coach for archery. And to move on, I believe we have tennis, baseball, softball, track and field, We have our amazing esports program. So anybody that is not a traditional athlete, esports, that is a sport, KHSAA. And I believe that might be all of them. Do we have a bass fish? Anybody interested in doing bass fishing?
Yeah. So the beauty of that is, if there's a sport that we don't offer, but you're interested in, we'll do it. All right. Let's get that thing going, because chances are you're not the only student that wants to do it. All right.
Hey, if you want to do that.
And I've also added that writing prompt to the chat, the writing prompt to the chat. So
Thanks, Dr. King.
You're welcome.
I think that the person asked that question, we got more. The question was, what do we tolerate and what do we not tolerate? So, when it comes to discipline at our school, I can say that we have one of the lowest suspension rates in the city. We have some of the best attendance in the city. And I could tell you that every year it seems like the number of referrals that we have in our school goes down, the number of fights goes down, which is already very few. All right, the behavior at our school is very good. But what the numbers don't tell you is the overall culture of the school, and that is the temperature of the school, or how the school feels and how we get along with each other. I will not sit here and tell you that Central is perfect and that there's 1,300 angels and that everything is, Whoville, everybody's all happy and everything. Okay, there's 1,300 little people in the building, and so with that comes some disagreement from time to time. But when it comes to what do we tolerate, we have no tolerance for fights. If you get in a fight in our school, you're going to be suspended. Okay. If you do anything with drugs in our school, you're going to be suspended. We don't tolerate those items because those are 100% avoidable. Right? You can avoid those things. And so when it comes to these types of behaviors, we just don't tolerate that. And when it comes to issuing discipline for students, we try our best to be fair, firm, and consistent. We want to be fair. We follow the JCPS Code of Conduct. It's called the Behavior Intervention Handbook, I think now. We follow that book. And then we also want to support our teachers, but also we want to support our students and let you know that, everybody on this call used to be teenagers, and we've all made mistakes, and we want to support you and help guide you to maturity. Every day on the announcements, I remind you of our behavior expectations to be responsible, respectful, right on time. And there's a lot of routines that we have around our school to help students remember and to kind of think about what it means to mature into adulthood. But we have zero tolerance for foolishness. But at the same time, we support our teachers and we support our students to make sure that they are growing into mature young adults. And so I hope that answers your question about what do we tolerate and what do we not tolerate.
Would one of our APs like to answer about our dress code? Someone wants to know what our dress code is.
I guess I'll take that. Joni, you was looking like.
I can. I just haven't been there when we've been in person. So there's that.
I know. As far as our dress code goes, we are not in a traditional khakis and solid shirt dress code I got a son. Thank you. But what we do teach is we're dressing professional. Our magnets do have their dress days, but for the most part, it is no vulgarity on shirts, no bandanas, no short skirts, no halter tops or anything like that. As far as in holes, no holes in the clothes. They have to be covered, or they have to have something underneath of them.
No sagging.
Yeah, well, and that's no sagging. Mr. Green has a drawer that has rope or zip ties. So if we do catch a young man sagging, then we will give him the opportunity to fix his clothes, meaning he'll be pulling his pants up. So for the most part, it's business. It's business casual, you could say. We want to allow the kids to have their individuality, but also teach them that there's a time and place for everything.
Is it okay if I slide back in here and just put the last few programs out there I don't want to forget before we hop off? Because we have some amazing programs we forgot about almost. We have an amazing cheerleading program. We have a great new coach for cheerleading, London Nelson. We have an amazing dance program. Ashley Hancock is doing a great job leading our stingettes and our twirlettes in collaboration with our band. So if you are interested in band also, Thomas Cheatham leads the best band in Jefferson County. JCPS, no one is touching our band. So if you are musical and you want to be a part of that program, you can reach out to me as well as Thomas Cheatham if you are interested.
Yeah, our drum line is one of the 7 wonders of the world.
People come from all over the state to see our drum line.
And I've got a future Yellow Jacket right here. She's only in 3rd grade, but hopefully she's going to be a Yellow Jacket too one day. I want to say thank you to all of our Yellow Jackets for coming out tonight and being a part of this experience. If you have questions, we're really responsive to you. The email address that you need is for Dr. King is cynthia.eddingsking@jefferson.kyschools.us. I'm Raymond.Green, and then the rest is the same. And then here's another future Yellow Jacket right here. They're coming in now. Here they come. But we just want to say thank you all for coming out. If you have questions, please let us know. And we can't wait for you to join our family because that's what we are. And we want to see the great things that you do as Yellow Jackets.